Already Hearn has announced his new broadcast team for dazn UK for when it launches next month for Fight Camp. And there's been a bit of a mixed reaction to it. There are some good names that are part of that broadcast team, and there's some that make you go, oh, really? Because we're going to start off with the bad. We've got Darren Barker. Like, no disrespect to Darren Barker. Like, he was a world champion. What he did against Daniel Geale in that fight in 2013 was one of the best sporting moments from a UK fighter at that time. The way he got up off the floor and managed to win a split decision in America, that was a very, very good accomplishment. And he's an experienced fighter. But whenever he does punditry, I get so bored when Darren Barker talks. Like, that man, if you've got insomnia, just listen to Darren Barker for a minute and you'll be out like a light. Because, I just don't find him interesting when he talks about boxing. Yeah, he's very knowledgeable, but he's not one of these people that grasps your attention. He's not really a big personality or anything like that. And he does commentary for dazn US, and that's not very good. Like, I've heard him do that before, and that's very poor. So, yeah, Darren Barker, but he's a friend of Eddie Hearn's, and he's got the job, and, bring your friends in, people that's what Eddie Hearn seems to have done here with a couple of names, because next you've got Tony Bellew, and again, Tony Bellew, great fighter, did his thing, won a world title, had some big nights, made a lot of money in boxing, but after he lost to Alexander Usyk, he said this was the last you're going to see of him. He's going to go home to his wife and kids and, spend time with them and all that stuff. But ever since Tony Bellew's retired, I've seen more of him since he's retired. So him being part of this punditry team, it just makes you groan. It just made me go, ugh. Because Tony Bellew, when he does punditry, he does my head in, to be honest. He does my head in. Because, yeah, he's got opinions, but sometimes you just don't want to hear it from Tony Bellew. He's one of these people that when he talks sometimes you just zone out because you're just sick of what he has to say. So Tony Bellew, in my opinion, is not a great choice for the punditry team. I've seen people comment about it saying, why have you got Tony Bellew when you could have somebody like Paulie Malignaggi or, Glenn McCrory, Barry Jones even. Barry Jones, I like Barry Jones on BT Sport. Like, maybe you could have brought Barry Jones in to do the role that Tony Bellew's doing. But you've also got Maya Jama. She's going to be a talking head presenter, I guess, for dazn UK. And Maya Jama is a very, very attractive woman. She's eye candy. Like, she's one of the most attractive women in the UK, in my opinion. But what she knows about boxing, you could probably write on a grain of rice. Because she's not very knowledgeable, probably, of the sport. And she's just going to be there to smile and read cues and, like the Anna Woolhouse role, like she used to do on Sky, well, what she probably still does on Sky, that kind of role. So, I'm not that offended by somebody like Maya Jama because, like I said, she's there, she's in a certain role, and she'll do the role to the best of her ability. And then you've got Laura Woods. She's probably in the same kind of role as Maya Jama. She's a presenter for Sky. She does the Premier League. She does Talk Sport, and she's very good. I've heard her a couple of times when I've watched the matches, and she's a very good presenter. She's good at her job. She seems to be quite knowledgeable of the sport that she's presenting. So maybe she'll be knowledgeable about the sport of boxing. Maybe she'll do her research, and she could be good at the job. And then you've got Mike Costello, and that is a good pick. Like, we're going on to a good now. We've got Mike Costello. He does boxing for the radio. He does 5 Live, and I've heard him do commentary a couple of times on the radio, and Mike Costello is very good. So that is a good pick from Eddie Hearn to get onto this broadcast team because he's very experienced, he's knowledgeable, he calls the fights very well. So in terms of commentators in this country, I think Mike Costello is probably one of the best at the job. So yeah, that was a good pick from Eddie Hearn. And another good pick for the team, Andy Lee. Like, I like Andy Lee when he does punditry because he's real, he says the right things, you know what I mean? He says what's on his mind. He's not biased. So I like Andy Lee when he does commentary because he's straight down the middle. He's one of these guys. He's a traveller. He's got that kind of personality. He's very, very straight down the middle. He's a real man, Andy Lee, and he says what he thinks, and he does it when he does his commentary and when he does his punditry. So I like Andy Lee in the role that he's going to be in, probably beside Mike Costello doing the commentary. So yeah, that's a very good pick from Eddie Hearn. So yeah, what do you guys think of this? What do you think Eddie Hearn could have done to get somebody better? Who do you think he should have got? Are you happy with the names? Are you not happy with the names? Comment below in the comment section.